Now the rest of our stories. 4 officers of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps are feared dead following an ambush by gunmen suspected to be the Sea Pirates in Bakana community in Rivers State. A resident of the community who spoke on condition of anonymity told newsmen in Port Harcourt on Saturday that the incident happened in the early hours of Friday. The resident said the officers were shot dead on the Bakana River in Degema local government area by the Sea Pirates. Contacted spokesman of NSCDC in Rivers, DSC Olufemi Ayodele, who did not admit or deny the killing, said the command would issue a statement as more facts unfold. Nigerian Navy has arrested 2 suspected kidnappers in Aguat Asarama in Andoni local government area of Rivers State. The Navy also rescued a victim who is the captain of a tugboat whom the suspect abducted off the coast of the Andoni Bonny River. The captain was said to be towing a barge from Ikodabasi along the Bonny River when the miscreants who were in speedboat intercepted him mid-sea. Speaking to newsmen in Port Harcourt, the rescued captain, who said he does not want his name mentioned, said he was whisked away to a nearby village by the kidnappers who posed as pipeline surveillance workers. But a source said the Nigerian Navy forward operating base in Bonny, River State, acting on an intelligence report about the incident, quickly moved in after establishing the location of the crime scene and arrested one of the suspected kidnappers. On resumption of office, the commanding officer of the Nigerian Navy forward operating base Bonny, Captain Reginald Adoki, reaffirmed the Nigerian Navy's commitment to provide optimum security around the maritime environment, especially during coming festive season. Leaders of various ethnic nationalities in the Niger Delta have paid a solidarity visit to Nyesom Wike, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, to convey the region's appreciation to President Bola Tinubu for including him in his cabinet. The Niger Delta leaders also congratulated Wike on his appointment as minister. A statement issued by Dr. Kingsley Kuku on Saturday noted that the 60-member delegation of prominent Niger Delta leaders were led by Professor A.W. Obianime, a former president of Ijaw National Congress. A current political developments in Rivers, the leaders noted that the state was strategic to the south region and could not afford to be in crisis. The statement noted that as a political leader in Rivers, Wike wields the influence to broker peace as both the executive and legislators consist of his political proteges. Meanwhile, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has asked for forgiveness from the people of the state for what he called regrettable anxiety following the political crisis that rocked the state earlier this week. Governor Fubara also thanked President Bola Tinubu, Rivers elders, and his brother governors for their intervention. In a statement titled "Peace is Priceless," the governor recalled the events from the fire incident at the State Assembly complex on Sunday night to the division in the House and his visit to the complex. The governor maintained that his actions were aimed at restoring peace and stability in Rivers State. He said as a man of peace, the advancement of the state is his primary concern and that no sacrifice is too much for him to take to achieve this objective. Fubara also said his predecessor and Minister of FCC, Nyesom Wike, shares a collective responsibility with him to leverage on their positions and influences within and outside the state to advance the progress, security and well-being of the people of Rivers State. Pro-democracy group, New Generation Leaders of Bayelsa State, has condemned alleged incessant attacks on all Progressives Congress stalwarts and supporters in Bayelsa State. The group, in a statement issued by the National Coordinator, Apostle Bodmas Kemepayade, said attacks on supporters of APC Guber candidate Chief Timipri Silva has become worrisome. Kemepayade described the attacks as a senseless and callous strategy by the ruling party in the state, noting that rather than canvass for votes from the people, the People's Democratic Party had resorted to assaulting and manhandling law-abiding supporters of the APC. The group said it is closely watching the attacks on APC members, adding that it is connected to the rising popularity and teaming support of the APC in the state. Governor Umar Eno of Akwa Ibom State has expressed his administration's readiness to partner with the World Bank to scale up agricultural potentials and guarantee food security in the state. Eno announced that he has approved the sum of 450 million naira as counterpart funds for the Nigeria for Women project, a World Bank assisted project. According to a statement by the government house press unit at the weekend in Uyo, the governor spoke when they hosted A World Bank delegation led by the country director for Nigeria, Shudham Chowdhury, at the government house, Uyo, speaking earlier. The World Bank country director, Shudham Chowdhury, explained that the visit aims to share his knowledge with Governor Eno's administration, as well as an overview of the bank's support to Nigeria in furthering the development of the nation and subnational. 4th Brigade Nigerian Army, Benin, on Saturday refuted a purported plan to stage a 10-kilometer, 3-day charity walk in Benin. Captain Yemi Sokoya, Assistant Director, Army Public Relations, made the clarification in a statement while reacting to an online publication that the Army planned the walk to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association. He described the report as false, saying the publication was fabricated by fraudulent individuals. The brigade states that this flyer is from fraudulent individuals and the general public should please kindly disregard this solicitation for funds. Sokoya stated that the brigade has put efforts in place to arrest the criminals hiding under a reputable organization like NAWA to defraud unsuspecting Nigerians. He advised members of the public to report any suspicious activities either online or within the vicinity to security agencies for immediate action. Labour Party has thrown its weight behind calls by the Nigeria Labour Congress to redeploy the Imo State Commissioner of Police, Stephen Olaiwaju. The party, in a statement issued on Saturday by its National Publicity Secretary, Obiora Ifo, was reacting to the alleged attack on the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC President, Comrade Joe Ajero, in the state. Recorded Ajero, who was in Owerri on Wednesday to mobilize workers for a protest over unpaid salaries in Imo State, was allegedly kidnapped by the police and brutalized. The leadership of the NLC and the Trade Union Congress, TUC, had on Friday issued a 5-day ultimatum to the federal government to remove the police boss over his alleged involvement in the attack. The Labour Party, while reacting to the attack on Ajero, said the police structure in most states must be rejigged. National Industrial Court sitting in Owerri has issued a fresh interim injunction restraining the organized labor from embarking on any kind of strike in Imo State until further notice. The court warned against the disobedience of its order, saying that it would attract consequences. Justice Nelson Obunaya gave the order after hearing the submissions of counsels to both parties that they were yet to reach a settlement on their dispute. The defendants are the Nigeria Labour Congress and its Secretary General, Comrade Emmanuel Uwaja, and the Trade Union Congress and its Secretary General, Comrade Nuhu Toro. In the suit, the Attorney General of Imo State and the Imo State government are the claimants. The court held that in considering the motion for interlocutory injunction by the claimants and after hearing from both counsels, it reserved November 30th, 2023 for the ruling. The court adjourned the matter to November 30th for ruling on the interlocutory injunction filed by the claimants. Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority has announced that the 50% discount on BRT fares across the state will end on Sunday, November 5th, 2023. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu announced on August 2nd, 2023, a 50% reduction in transport fares on all bus transport routes. Labata, in the statement, advised commuters to make the necessary arrangements ahead of Sunday deadline, as BRT fares will revert to the regular price before the announcement by the governor. The agency made this known in a post on X on Saturday. It also announced that a new off-peak fare will be introduced to give those traveling outside the early morning peak a form of rebate on the bus rapid transport and Blue Line train. Lagos Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has signed an executive order establishing the Lagos National Financial Center Council. The governor said, is in furtherance of Lagos' position. Lagos as Africa's premier financial center, Sanwo-Olu said. The LIFC Council is being propelled in partnership with Enterprise NGR, an advocacy group that promotes the growth and development of Nigeria's financial and professional services sector as a catalyst for economic development. Lagos State and Enterprise NGR will make history as the first African participant invited to join the Lord Mayor's show, 850th procession in London. The governor, who will chair the council, said participating in the Lord's Mayor's show is to showcase the investment potential of Lagos and to elevate the state as a global investment destination. He noted that LIFC Council's objective, established with Executive Order 3, would help to align strategic partnerships that contributes to the economic prosperity of Lagos and Nigeria by establishing Africa's premier international financial center in Lagos, in line with the economic recovery plans of the federal government. Chairman of Enterprise NGR Iboje Imoke, who is co-chair of the council, added Enterprise NGR stands as a catalyst for transformative change in Nigeria's financial and professional services sector. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says his administration is committed to providing the necessary support for micro, small, and medium enterprises to unlock their full potential and ensure their long-term success. Tinubu said this at all 2023 edition of the Lagos International Trade Fair organized by the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Lagos. The event has its theme, connecting businesses, creating value. He was represented by Mrs. Lucia Shitu, Chief Executive Officer, Tafawa Balewa Square Management Board, recognizing the vital role that MSMEs play in the Nigerian economy. Tinubu stressed the government's responsibility to support these businesses, considering that they are the lifeblood of economic prosperity. In his remarks, the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, said the event's theme showed the importance of businesses connecting, knowing fully well that no business organization could survive on its own. Sanwo-Olu was represented by Commissioner, Lagos State Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Cooperative, Folashade Ambrose Midem. You're watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. We will be back after this break. Welcome back. This is the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. Now to the rest of our stories. Federal government has commenced investigation into the private jet accident that occurred at Ibadan Airport on Friday night. Officials of the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau confirmed on Saturday that the aircraft crash landed at the airport the previous night, but stressed that there was no casualty. They stated that investigators from the Bureau had been sent to the scene of the accident and promised to provide further details as they unfold. A private jet reportedly skidded off the runway at the Ibadan Airport, Alakaya, Oyo State, on Friday night. The general manager of the State Fire Service, Yemi Akinyinka, had confirmed the incident to newsmen. The HS-25B aircraft reportedly had 10 passengers and 3 crew on board and was airborne, Abuja, at 18:41 hours, but crashed into the bush shortly off the runway at about 19:21 hours. Although there was no fatality, sources said the aircraft sustained substantial damage as all passengers and crew were safely evacuated. Court of Appeal sitting in Lagos has upheld the judgment of the National Assembly Petition Tribunal, which validated the victory of Senator Sharafaddin Ali in Oyo South District. Ali contested the election on the platform of the All Progressives Congress. He was declared the winner of the senatorial election held on Saturday, 25th of February, by the Independent National Electoral Commission. But candidates of the People's Democratic Party, Joseph Atebe, and his counterpart from the New Nigeria People's Party, Fumilayo Bogolomo, challenged Ali's victory at the tribunal. The tribunal dismissed the petitions filed by the PDP and the NNPP candidates. The Court of Appeal dismissed Tebe's appeal on the grounds that it lacked merit, affirming the judgment of the tribunal. It also dismissed Bogolomo's appeal. Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi State has approved the immediate disbursement of 497 million naira for the payment of the 2023 WAEC examination fees for students enrolled in the state's public schools. The disbursement is also in realization of the administration's recent pledge to provide free education from primary to secondary school level within Kogi State's public schools. A statement of Saturday by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Mohammed Onogu, noted that this resolute step reflects the administration's dedication to ensuring that every child has the opportunity to access quality education, regardless of their socio-economic status. Among the schools that will directly benefit from this WAEC fees initiative, the Kina has the highest number of students, with 1,867 beneficiaries. It is followed by Lokoja local government area, which has 1,569 students, and Okene 1,345 students. In total, 15,033 WAEC students will benefit from the Kogi government's payment. Niger State Governor Muhammad Umaru Bago has urged residents of the state to embrace peace, be tolerant of other religions, and shun all forms of violence that could lead to breakdown of law and order. Bago made the call at the state's gospel music concert tagged Shout 2023, held at the Justice Idris Lebo Kutiga Conference Center, Mina. He noted with concern how people have all over the years allowed themselves to be divided along religious lines, while describing the event as a platform to spread the gospel of unity and peace through music. Bago commended the organizers, resident pastor of House on the Rock, Mina, Pastor Peter Rock, for the initiative, saying it would not only promote religious harmony amongst the followers of the two major religions, but further increase bonding among them. Bago assured the convener of the event of the government's continued support, while promising to convert the trade fair complex, Mina, to a square to provide a more accommodating venue for next year's Shout. Recall that Governor Umaru Bago, during his campaign last year, attended Shout, where he solicited votes from those at the event and promised to return for Thanksgiving this year. The event which attracted thousands of worshippers, featured various gospel singers from within and outside Nigeria. Fire outbreak at Ile Oba Ologun Ita Amadu area of Ilorin in Ilorin West local government area, Kwara State capital, destroyed property worth 27.8 million naira. The fire incident, which gutted a building of about 2 flats and 6 rooms as a result of a power surge, according to the spokesman of the State Fire Service, Hakim Adekunle, in Ilorin on Saturday. He said firefighters arrived at the location and swiftly initiated operations to suppress the flames and prevent the fire from spreading further. The director of Kwara State Fire Service, Prince Falade John Olumuyiwa, urged the citizens to always cultivate the habit of switching off the electrical appliances even before bedtime. He explained that it would help them to prevent the chances of fire outbreaks in their various homes and also help them to drastically reduce it. No fewer than 11 passengers lost their lives in a motor accident in Kebbi State. It was gathered that 10 passengers sustained various degrees of injuries and were rushed to Shanga General Hospital for medical attention. The accident occurred along Koko Yauri Road at about 6 a.m. when the driver of a Volvo DAF truck lost control. The truck driver was identified as 40-year-old Alhaji Sule, who loaded passengers and bags of beans going to Ibadan, Oyo State. The truck somersaulted at Giron Massa Village in Kebbi. The Kebbi State Police Command spokesperson SP Nafiu Abubakar confirmed the incident in a statement, saying the victims were evacuated to the hospital by police operatives attached to Shanga Police Station. The statement added that the Commissioner of Police, Chris Aimonio Wen, has called on the National Union of Road Transport Workers, National Association of Road Transport Owners, and other road users to always ensure they put adequate safety measures in their vehicles and be cautious while on the road. Jigawa State Police have apprehended 2 suspects in connection with the alleged human trafficking of about 60 people for unskilled labor in Osun State. DSP Lawan Shisu Adam, the spokesperson for the Jigawa State Police Command, confirmed the development in a statement. He said the suspects include Omoto Shaw Daniel, 40, Ife South local government area in Osun State, and Tanimu Usman from Kwadage village in Roni local government area in Jigawa State. DSP Shisu explained that upon receiving the report, the divisional police officer led a team of police officers and promptly proceeded to the village, resulting in the arrest of the suspects. During the course of the investigation, the suspects confessed to recruiting people to work in Osun State for farm harvesting without obtaining the necessary authorization from relevant authorities. The police spokesperson confirmed that the case is currently under investigation. Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has fixed Monday, November 6, 2023 for a hearing of the appeal filed by Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf challenging the nullification of his election by the Kano State Election Petition Tribunal. The notice of the suit is slated for hearing as counsels to both parties fully prepare for the legal tussle. Parties in the suit include Yusuf and his party, the New Nigeria's People's Party, as well as the opposition All Progressives Congress and the Independent National Electoral Commission. It will be recalled that on September 20th, 2023, the tribunal nullified Yusuf's election by declaring 165,663 of his votes invalid, saying they were not signed or stamped by INEC. INEC had declared him the winner of the March 18th election after he secured 1,019,602 votes against his opponent, Nasiru Gawuna, who scored 890,705 votes. However, after the tribunal deducted the 165,663 votes from his tally, his votes were reduced to 853,939, over 30,000 votes less than Gawuna's figure. Consequently, the court declared the APC candidate the winner of the governorship election and ordered that INEC to withdraw Yusuf's certificate of return and give Gawuna a new one. But Yusuf and the NNPP have since appealed the tribunal's judgment, asking that it be overturned in their favor. Kaduna State Governor Senator Obasani has expressed excitement on the release of the last kidnapped pupil of Bethel Baptist High School, Treasure Ayubak, who has been in captivity since 2021. Gunmen had in the early hours of Monday, July 5, 2021, stormed the school owned by a church in Damishi, Kaduna, and abducted 121 students of the school. The statement on Saturday by the governor's chief press secretary, Mohammed Shehu, noted that the governor was excited about the development. While thanking God for his divine intervention, Sani expressed gratitude to those that have been unrelenting in efforts and prayers to ensure the safe return of Ayuba. Sani also assured all that the state government would continue to give security agencies all the support required to ensure that schools in the state were safe and secure. Nigeria Baptist Convention had on Thursday night confirmed the release of Treasure Ayuba, who was abducted on July 5, 2021. Nasarawa State government has called for a transparent and credible election for the Nasarawa State Football Association. The appeal was by the Commissioner for Youth and Sports Development, Jafaru Ango, during a meeting with the leading contenders for the chairman position. The Commissioner stated the significance of the ministry's role as the overseeing body for sports organizations in the state, stressing the need to ensure that sports associations uphold high standards and requirements for the advancement of sports in the state. Ango assured that the government had taken a neutral stance in the upcoming election, urging delegates to vote for the most qualified candidates to lead football to new heights. Jafaru called on the electoral committee to maintain the election guidelines, granting equal opportunities to all candidates and promoting a process that is free, fair, and devoid of any form of violence. He encouraged all participants to engage in the election with a spirit of sportsmanship, reminding them that regardless of the outcome, supporting the elected leader is vital for the growth of football in Nasarawa State. Leadership of the All Progressives Congress Northwest Zone has confirmed the conduct of the People's Democratic Party government in Zamfara State on matters relating to the immediate past governor of the state and current Minister of the State Defense, Bello Matawale. Garba Dati, APC National Vice Chairman, Northwest, made the condemnation on Saturday while addressing journalists at the party's zonal office in Kaduna. Dati said that APC Northwest was aware that since 29th May 2023, when Matawale left office as the governor, the new administration of Dauda Lawal made it its primary role to drag Matawale's name in the mud at all costs, instead of facing the ugly security challenges that held the state to a standstill. He said that APC believed that the president knew Matawale's political value and pedigree, which earned him the Northwest campaign coordinator for 2023 presidential elections. Dati further disclosed that Matawale was the chairman House Committee on Security, Public Safety and Intelligence between 2011 and 2015, adding that the president therefore knows his worth and capacity. That is why he nominated him for ministerial position. You're watching the Global News and Atlantic Television Network. Ahead of the November 11, 2023 governorship elections in Bayelsa State, Imo and Kogi State, the National Peace Committee has said participating political parties and election stakeholders will sign peace accords on Wednesday. This was as the committee appealed to citizens in the affected states to exercise their rights to vote and choose their leaders according to the provisions of the law. On the other hand, the General Abdusalami Abubakar, retired-led committee pledged its commitment to peaceful, transparent, and equitable elections in the respective states. Abubakar said these in a statement on Saturday, tagged 2023 off-cycle governorship elections in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi states. Democratization as a work in constant progress and thoughtful exchanges. The NPC, however, pledged the commitment to peaceful, transparent, and equitable elections in their respective states. Senate has said the National Assembly took into cognizance the suffering of Nigerians in giving an accelerated consideration to the 2.17 trillion naira supplementary appropriation bill. The Vice Chairman, Senate Committee on Appropriation, Senator Ali Ndume, gave this explanation in a chat with newsmen in Abuja on Saturday. He explained that passing the budget within 48 hours was a patriotic duty. Recall the appropriation bill was submitted to the National Assembly by President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday, and the National Assembly suspended some of its rules to fast-track its passage. The bill was read for the first and second times and sent to the appropriations committees in both chambers. The report of the Joint Committee was presented, considered, and approved within 48 hours. While explaining what happened, Ndume said the increases of prices of fuel, costs of essential services, and food items have gone up in the country following the withdrawal of fuel subsidy. While speaking about what led to the transfer of the 5 billion naira proposed for the purchase of the presidential yacht to the student loan component, Ndume said the two chambers of the National Assembly met on it and both agreed to jack it up to 10 billion naira. House of Representatives Committee on Population has pledged to work with relevant stakeholders to ensure a smooth conduct population census in the country. The chairman, Honorable Jimmy Odimayo, made the pledge at the inaugural meeting of the committee in Abuja. Odimayo said his committee has a mandate to ensure comprehensive and effective national policy on the nation's population statistics and demographic data, while disclosing that the performance oversight functions on the National Population Commission and other related agencies is focal to the mandate of the committee. The chairman said that developing strategies for the implementation of the policies, including their financing from local and foreign sources, is also a part of its mandate. He said that the committee will leave no stone unturned in the discharge of its responsibilities on any matter referred to it by bringing its competencies to bear in every issue. Here is the report.
Nigeria will be counted, and the number will be validated. So we have before us an onerous task, and I want cooperation from any one of us, every one of us. I've interfaced with these two agencies in their visit to my office, and I've made them to know. But with what, although there are still going to be a session where they have to come before this house to come and do presentation, because for some of us that are speaking against, I think if they listen and hear them, you also know that the census budget and census preparation, they've gone over 80%. So for you or for anyone to say that that should just go by the way, it is highly unacceptable.
He pledged to run an all-inclusive administration where every member is equal and shall be treated as such. In a similar vein, the House of Representatives Committee on Science and Technology has said it would monitor and ensure a proper utilization of funds from international partners and other donor agencies for the development of the science and technology in the country. Chairman of the House Committee, Honorable Dachong Musa Bagos, who disclosed this at the committee's inaugural meeting in Abuja, stated that they will engage with relevant stakeholders, including the Federal Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology, agencies under the ministry, and Nigerian experts in science, technology, and innovation living in the diaspora to help identify areas of legislative intervention and enhance as well as enhance oversight functions. Here is a report.
Through oversight visits, we will ascertain compliance and implementation levels of the 2023 Appropriation Act, ensuring prudent utilization of resources allocated to the ministry and its agencies. We will engage MDAs under the Federal Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology in discussions about policies, programs, and budgets needed to boost science, technology, innovation sector in the country. Ensure proper funding from budgetary allocation will be our focus. Our committee will assess intervention needs and the utilization of funds from international partners, donor agencies, and grants in the science, technology, innovation centers. We will work to ensure improved utilization of grants for the sector to benefit Nigeria.
On his part, the chairman of the House Committee on Petroleum Resources Downstream, Honorable Ikagwonu Ugochinyere, has a pledge to carry out a comprehensive audit of the premium motor spirit, commonly known as petrol subsidy regime. The lawmaker said the early remittance of federal revenues and recovery of unremitted revenues is part of what the committee would focus on in the coming days. Here is a report.
Modern legislators perform a myriad of functions and roles which derive from their constitutional position in a democracy. We believe that democratic norms must be fully employed in protecting the interests, safety, and welfare of the people. It is therefore in its quest to execute this function that the Committee on Petroleum Resources Downstream of the House of Representatives is set up to carry out the functions already stated above. I want to assure you all that this committee, under our watch, will ensure that the right thing is done at all times. The Committee on Petroleum Resources Downstream of the 10th House of Representatives is going to be a committee with the interests of the people at heart, and a committee that will put the interests of the nation forward in all its consideration, especially the quest for energy security. This committee will legislate for energy security. This committee will carry out its function in all with high level of professionalism in the petroleum sector. We will focus on economic transformation, accountability, institutional reforms, and revenue recovery and generation, with a specific goal of helping the federal government to recover the over $20 billion revenue from the sector that have not been remitted.
President Bola Tinubu says the economic community of West African states is using back-channel strategies to avoid bloodshed in Niger. In Niger. The president disclosed this when he received the Minister of Europe and Foreign Affairs of France, Catherine Colonna, at the presidential villa in Abuja. According to him, the regional bloc, while trying to avoid bloodshed in the West African nation, would also explore diplomatic interventions. The statement by the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngalale, noted the President Tinubu said he has to guide the regional bloc carefully to protect detained President Mohamed Bazoum, who was ousted from power on July 26. Tinubu noted that Nigeria is monitoring the situation in the neighboring country and exploring diplomatic channels to avoid bloodshed. In her remarks, the French minister commended President Tinubu's leadership in handling the affairs of the regional bloc. And now, business news. National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure has signed a $200 million procurement agreement with the Rural Electrification Agency. NASENI's Executive Vice Chairman Khalil Suleiman announced the deal during his first media interaction at the agency's headquarters. He said the partnership signified a raise a commitment to procure equipment from NASENI, highlighting the agency's ongoing collaborations and growing interest from various stakeholders. Kali, recently appointed by President Bola Tinubu, shared his ambitious vision for Naseni, noting that products and technologies of the agency will be made accessible to every household in Nigeria in the coming years. He emphasized the agency's commitment to transparency and focus to meet stakeholders' high expectations. International Monetary Fund has cautioned Nigeria and other sub-Saharan African countries over the risks of close economic ties with China. The warning issued in the latest IMF Regional Economic Outlook on Sub-Saharan Africa is coming amid reports that Nigeria's debt to China had risen to $4.3 billion as of June 30, 2023. Data on Nigeria's external debt profile from the Debt Management Office showed that the country's debt to China increased by $800 million in 1 year, from $3.93 billion as of June 30th, 2022 to $4.73 billion as of June 30th, 2023. The debt involves concessionary loans that the Nigerian government obtained to finance the execution of infrastructural projects ranging from power generation, railways, water supply, airport terminals, agricultural processing, and communication. But the IMF warned that the dangers lie ahead, noting that the recent slowdown in economic growth in China will have adverse effects on trading partners in sub-Saharan Africa, including Nigeria. Now to international tidbits. U.S. has issued a stern warning to its citizens in Nigeria, saying there are elevated threats to major hotels in the largest cities of the country. The U.S. issued this warning in an emergency information for American citizens dated November 3rd. The advisory said the Nigerian security agencies are working to counter the threat. It said U.S. citizens should exercise vigilance at major hotels, be alert of their surroundings, keep a low profile, and review the travel advisory for Nigeria before checking into any hotels. The notice also provided the addresses and telephone numbers of the U.S. Embassy in Abuja and Consulate in Lagos, should any U.S. citizen require help. Recall the U.S. in October also advised all its citizens worldwide to exercise restraint in traveling to various locations around the world. Nigeria was listed under the third tier of caution alerts. At least 132 people were killed in an overnight earthquake that struck a remote pocket of Nepal. As security forces rushed to assist with rescue efforts. The 5.6 magnitude quake hit the far west of the Himalayan country and was measured by the U.S. Geological Survey at just 18 kilometers deep. Mud houses were flattened and survivors crouched outside for safety, the sirens of emergency vehicles wailing. The quake was felt as far away as India's capital, New Delhi, nearly 500 kilometers from the epicenter, 42 kilometers south of Jumla. National Police spokesman Kuba Katiat said authorities had tallied more than 100 others injured across both districts. Nepalese Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal arrived at the site of the earthquake on Saturday after expressing his deep sorrow over the human and physical damage. United Nations says 4.4 million people worldwide were known to be stateless. The true figure would be significantly higher due to their relative invisibility. UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency, said statelessness had a devastating impact on those left without a nationality, as it called for more to be done to combat such exclusion. Not recognized as citizens of any country, stateless people are often deprived of human rights and access to basic services, often leaving them politically and economically marginalized and vulnerable to discrimination, exploitation, and abuse. The UNHCR said a disproportionate number of the world's stateless people are members of minority groups, for which statelessness tends to perpetuate and worsen the discrimination and marginalization they already face. The figures came as the UNHCR marked the 9th anniversary of its I Belong campaign on the issue. It said that in 2023, Kenya, Kyrgyzstan, Moldova, North Macedonia, Portugal, and Tanzania had taken important steps forward to statelessness, while the Republic of Congo had become the latest country to accede to the statelessness conventions. And now, entertainment news. Super amazing talented dancer performer, songwriter, and singer Valentino, who recently acclaimed that his music will change the face of Afrobeats in Nigeria, has released his long-awaited and anticipated first hit single titled No Prayer. This song emphasizes the rate of pressure on social media, peer pressure, and the struggle of public perception in recent times. Born Valentine Okechukwu Enwerem, Nigerian singer Valentino is a graduate of the prestigious University of Calabar, where he holds a degree from the Department of Theatre and Media Studies. He hails from the Umuebie Autonomous Community in Ugiri, Isiala, Mbano local government area of Imo State. Born and brought up in Aba, the commercial nerve center of Abia State. Actor Russell Brand has been sued over an alleged sexual assault on Arthur movie set. Brand is being sued by an actress who claims he made her time on the set of the movie Arthur, A Living Hell. According to the actress, he exposed his manhood to her and then sexually assaulted her in a bathroom on the same day. In documents, the lady claimed she was on set in July 2010 when Russell exposed his manhood to her in full view of the cast and crew of the Warner Bros. Movie. Russell's accuser, who is suing as a Jane Doe, claims that prior to the alleged assault, he appeared intoxicated, smelled of alcohol, and was carrying a bottle of vodka on set. She alleged that Russell followed her into a bathroom later and that same day, where he sexually assaulted her while a member of the production crew guarded the door from the outside. Russell was already being accused of sexual misconduct by at least 4 other women, and he is under criminal investigation in the United Kingdom. He has maintained his innocence, vehemently denying the allegations and insisting all of the sexual relationships he's been in have been consensual. And here now is ATN Sports News. England became the inaugural WXVI champions with a 33-12 win over world champions New Zealand in Auckland. The Red Roses capitalized on a fine start against the Black Ferns to end as at the W40 top tiers only unbeaten team. Facing the side that beat them in last year's World Cup final, England started quickly with tries from Alex Matthews, Locke Alkins Davis, and Sarah Ban. Kennedy Simon and Kathleen Vahakolo replied. The Mowen Tallinn and Zoe Outdroft put England beyond reach, as well as confirming them as the first winners of Women's Ruby New Global Tournament. England's victory also ensured they will stay ahead of New Zealand at the top of the world's rankings. The platform for England's win was laid by a blistering start as they raced into a 19-0 lead with 3 tries inside the first 23 minutes. After the match, England captain Marley Parker was named as the winner of the World Ruby Women's Player of the Year. Moses Simon had won Nantes Player of the Month award for October. Simon made 4 appearances for Nantes in the month and provided 1 assist. The Nigerian international scored 39.67% votes to beat 3 other players to the award. Florent Mollet, 28.6%, Pedro Chirvler, 20.75%, and Marcos Coco, 10.98%. To the individual accolades, the 28-year-old has scored the 2 goals and provided 4 assists in 10 league appearances for the Canaries this season. He is expected to be included in the Super Eagles squad for the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Lesotho and Zimbabwe. Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes scored a stoppage time winner to ease the mounting pressure on Erik ten Hag with a 1-0 win at the Fulham on Saturday. The Red Devils looked set to drop points for the 6th time in the opening 11 Premier League games after another performance lacking in invention at Craven Cottage. But Fernandes' strike from outside the box has just too much power to bend Leno in the 91st minute to offer some relief to his manager. Fulham has also struggled to find a net since the departure of Alexander Mitrovic to the Saudi Pro League. Marco Silva's men have scored just 9 times in the opening 11 games and were to rue not making more of a dominant spell early in the second half. The defeat leaves Fulham still in 14th, 7 points above the relegation zone. And that's the global news tonight. Before we go, another look at the major stories. Gunmen kill 4 NSCDC operatives in Rivers State. Lagos government cancels 50% discount on public transport. Senate blames Nigeria's over budget approval. IMF warns against economic ties with China. At least 132 dead in Nepal earthquake. Valentino drops debut in a single, No Prayer. England wins inaugural Women's Ruby Cup. I am Basil Chadamba.